Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another perfume review video. My name is Naz. This is my channel, the King of Hidden Gems. I try to bring to your attention fragrances are usually very good value for money. They smell good, they're usually under the radar, not many people talk about them. I think at least you should do your research, try them for yourself and see if they're any good to you. So in this video I have another unboxing and first impression for you, and this is a brand from Brazil. This one is, I unboxed and reviewed one fragrance from this brand before, and I was so impressed I went and bought another one. So the first one I unboxed and reviewed was called Granado Rio de Janeiro, and that one was tuberose, and this one is Granado Rio de Janeiro Iris. Is Eau de Toilette 100ml. In United Kingdom it retails for £75, but you can find it discounted here and there. If you do your research, if you Google it will come up. And for the price I paid, wow, the first one was super impressive. The tuberose was an absolutely gorgeous fragrance, very long lasting, very impressive. And when I saw this one again for a good price under £50, I said, yeah, I have to get it because I love Iris, and let's see how they do with this one. So this brand is from a pharmacy in Rio de Janeiro which called Granado, and it was the first pharmacy to open in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil in 18th century, about 150 years ago. And obviously in the beginning they were into medicine, herbs, and slowly to start to venture into cosmetics and things like that. And around 15 years ago started to venture into perfumes. And at the moment I think they have around 30 perfumes under their name, which is not bad. But again, the first one, the tuberose, was super impressive. If you like tuberose, that was one of the best tuberose out there for the price. So let's see how this one goes. So this one has got a well-known perfumer behind it, although she is an up-and-coming perfumer. She doesn't have that much perfume under her lineup, but she's making a name for herself, and that is Jacqueline. Is it Jacqueline? Sorry about that. Her name is, where are you? Yeah, her name is Emily Emily Jacqueline. So Emily Jacqueline. So she again hasn't done that many perfumes. I think altogether the ones we know of and are well known, around 12 to 14 perfumes. So she doesn't have that much portfolio in her under her belt yet, but I heard good things about her. Anyway, so let's do this unboxing. But please, before I do the unboxing, if you like what I do, if you find it useful, informative, valuable, or entertaining, please don't forget to hit those buttons. This way you help me, encourage me, motivate me to bring you fragrances like this in future that nobody else is talking about. They're amazing value for money, they smell great, and they are hidden gems. This one absolutely nobody else is talking about, nobody whatsoever. Even the first one, tuberose, nothing. So I'm the first to bring you to your attention. The other thing is, at the moment we are in the middle of a heat wave. When we say heat wave, this is for United Kingdom standard. It is around 30 degrees or so, so it's quite hot, and I'm sweating like a pig. Sorry about that. Okay, let's do the unboxing. When you do unboxing, you can't do anything about the noise. Sorry about that. So the presentation comes with these perfumes are very nice. Look at this. It's beautiful, arty, beautiful like a painting. Very good looking on the eye, in the hand, and it's got a sleeve, and the attention to detail is very nice. And then the box itself is very thick cardboard, very nice presentation, and it opens like this. It's like a coffin or a gallery, and the perfume bottle sits in the gallery, which is very nice. And the bottles all same shape as this one, The first one I unboxed and reviewed, which was the tuberose, was exactly the same bottle and box, but different coloring, and this one is a purple coloring because of the iris, obviously. And very, very good presentation, especially for the price. Very nice, very classic, very classy, and quite understated, but very, very good for us consumers, for our pockets, and also good for the environment. The glass bottles are quite heavy, and they have this classical shape to them, which is very, very attractive on the eye. The caps are, they're very, very light, nothing to brag about. And this one, Granado Rio de Janeiro, and this one is Iris, EDT Toilette 100ml, is targeted unisex. And here we go, the atomizer is gold and modern. Here we go, good atomizer, although it's not pressurized, but it's almost there, you know what I mean? So very, very good atomizer, especially for the price. So here we go, first impression of Granado Rio de Janeiro, and this is Iris. Woo! So same as the one I've unboxed and reviewed before, which was the tuberose, was on the classic. It was on the classical word, in the classy word. Same here, this is very classic iris. So it's not a modern iris, it's not like, for example, your own family. No, nothing like that. So it is a classical iris. So iris has been around for a very long time in perfumery, especially in the early 20th century. It became a very big player in perfumes, and this reminds me of early 20th century. So it is super classic, very, very reminiscent of early 20th century. So you need to like this kind of fragrances to enjoy this. But what a beauty! Yeah, very soapy. So it is very soapy. It's a little bit more. It is powdery. It is soapy. It is a little bit on the makeup bag smell to it, but it's not a makeup as a modern makeup. Okay, so it's like, as I said again, it's not like your own family way of portraying that makeupy, lipsticky feel, but rather than a classical way of doing that, which is absolute gorgeousness. So first thing first is mature. So this is very mature. I would say at least 30 years in order to enjoy this. This, to my nose, is very unisex, but leans a little bit on the feminine side, hint of femininity, not too much. I absolutely adore this. I love it. Wow, beautiful. So I'm smelling some white florals behind the iris. Obviously the iris is the star of the show in here, but again, the iris in here is in the classical iris. It's not a modern iris, and I love this because this kind of perfumery is almost forgotten, almost lost in the last 30 years or so. So I'm loving it because it's taking me back to the origins of some of these beautiful perfumes, which they are very iconic in the early and mid 20th century, and this one does it perfectly. So it's taking me to black and white movies almost. It's so classical. Yeah, beautiful soapiness to it, powdery, white florals. The white florals in here, I'm smelling something like jasmine, maybe even a little bit of orange blossom in here to give it that depth. It's quite complex, but in the same time it's quite simple. The complexity is because it's layered, but the simplicity is because they amalgamated so many notes together so well that it's like a smell to it. It's one smell to it, which is very impressive, especially for the price. The perfumer is here, and the lady Emily Jacqueline has done a superb job in here. I don't know how she managed to do that because she's a young perfumer and you expect something modern, but she went back to the, somehow she managed to go back to the classical world and created this. Probably the company who hired her, which is, you know, Rio de Janeiro, Granado, asked her to do that. I'm not sure. Usually when these companies hire the perfumers, they give them a direction. They don't tell them exactly what to do, but they say, okay, this is the direction we want to go, and most likely they told her that we want to go to back to our roots, which they've been around for more than 150 years. And that's why the first one I unboxed and reviewed, the tube rose, was very classical, and this one is very classical too. Otherwise, if there wasn't such a communicate, she, as a modern perfumer, she would have done, I think, maybe something different in here. Anyway, so very, very classic, very classy, very classic, very mature smell to it, and that makes it a beautiful, unique fragrance to today's fragrance market, because vast majority of the releases for the last 10 years, it's been about these modern bubblegum sweets, vanilla smell, and this one you don't see that at all. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, let me read the ingredients and see what they say. This is according to Fragrantica. So the notes are, ooh, it's very hot in here. I'm sweating like a pig. Sorry about that. So on top we have pear and bergamot and pink pepper. In the middle we have iris, jasmine, lily of the valley, and in the base we have musk, cedar, and amber. Wow, what a note breakdown! And I smell everything they say in here, but again, it portrays a classical world. Okay. So the pear in here giving a little bit of fruity, sweet feel, but not too much. Just a hint in here. They've done away. She's done a perfume in here beautifully. The amalgamation of these notes are very hard to pick up notes, so which tells me that she's done a fantastic job of blending this perfume, putting this perfume together superbly well. The bergamot giving a hint of that brightness in the beginning, but again, it's not a big player. Pink pepper, funny enough, is quite a big player, but he's giving it just a kick. It's just giving a kick of, how should I put it? A kick of, it's not like spice, but it's a kick of like a champagne, like a sparkly to it. So sparkling feel to it in the beginning, that peppery sparkling feel. The iris by far is the biggest player right now, but again, the iris is a classical iris. It's not a modern iris. Okay, so when you smell it, you don't smell anything like today's iris. Okay. The jasmine and lily of the valley here giving it a little bit of that andolic feel, hint of andolicness, not too much, but again, it adds to the classical feel to it, because usually in the classical world they use many animalic notes, and in here she hasn't done animalic notes, but because of that jasmine and lily of the valley giving a little bit of the andolic feel, which portrays a little bit of animalicness, but not too much. It's a very, very small amount. So very clean overall. Yeah, this perfume is super clean, is soapy, is powdery. The powderiness doesn't go to the baby powder realm. It's on the moderate side, so it's not a very, very small amount, and it's not a big amount to making it like a baby powder. So it is moderate, it's sitting in the middle, and but it is very noticeable, that powderiness of it. The musk in here plus those iris and the lily of the valley and the jasmine are amalgamating superbly well, giving it that musky powderiness again, adds to the powderiness of this fragrance. And but again, very, very clean musk in here. There's nothing challenging or anything like that. The cedar in here is giving it that base, and it's quite clean again, very, very clean base of woodiness. And the amber in here is very effervescent. So it's effervescent, is transparent, is very fluffy amber. Overall, this is, to my nose, very, very unisex, but it leaves a hint of femininity because of that big iris and also the floral aspect of this fragrance, plus that small amount of pear in here. But to my nose, this is bang in the middle unisex. Okay, I am very, very happy to wear this, over the moon to wear this for the next few days, to enjoy this to the max. But if you're sensitive to florals plus the musk, could be interpreted as being on the feminine and soft side of things. So very, very well done fragrance, superbly done, gorgeous, very classic, very classy, very if you are a gentleman or a lady, this is for a suit and tie and going out, and it's like a formal occasion, evening, things like that. It's very, very good for that. So let's see what overall this is the what I get for the first impression. So quite powdery, yes, but it sits in the middle, not too much, not too little. Again, very well done in here. Musk, very musky in the base, but the musk in here is very clean. Iris is by far the biggest player in this perfume right now in the first impression, first sniff, and is very well done. Iris in here, beautiful iris, very smells overall quite natural to my nose, but because it's got some soapy aspect to it, it gives it a little bit of that hint of detergent, hint of soap, hint of shampoo, hint of cleanliness in here, but not too much. Overall, it doesn't go to that realm of shower gel, shampoo, and no, it doesn't, because it's quite classy in here, but there is a hint of it overall to be aware of. White floral, yes, the jasmine and the lily of the valley in here are giving it that little bit of white floral andolic feel, but not too much. But overall, it's giving it a beautiful white floral body. There is a smell of lavender and a violet in here, but a hint of it to my nose, not too much. I'm getting a little bit of lavender, a little bit of violet to add to that beautiful classical feel to this perfume. Woody in the base, but woods are very clean, which is mainly cedar in here. Hint of earthiness, hint of sweetness, which is coming from the pear. Again, moderate. The sweetness from 0 to 10, 10 being the sweetest, this is around 5, so it is bang in the middle, moderate sweetness, and a little bit of fruitiness, which is coming from the pear, and also a little bit, this overall is quite fresh, and I classify this fragrance fresh, definitely. I would say fresh, floral fragrance overall, very beautifully done. So if you like this kind of fragrances, this is amazing, but you need to be mature to enjoy this, I think. I would say I recommend for people who are 30 years and older. If you like to experiment what perfumery used to be in the early 20th century or mid 20th century, this is a very good representation of that. She's done a beautiful job in here, this perfumer. Overall, I highly recommend it. I'm absolutely all in this. The tuberose was super impressive. This one is even more impressive than the tuberose, although they're both in the same par, I think. So overall, I highly recommend it. Beautiful fragrance for classical, classy, and gentlemanly, gentle lady feel to it overall. The season for it, this is very good for summer, especially now in the high heat. This will play very well. And in terms of occasion, this is very opulent, so you can dress it up for evening, for close encounter, for things like that. In terms of the age, I would say 30 years or older to be on the safe side. And also in terms of what else, season, I said, yeah, what I paid and what I get is a very good, beautiful perfume for what I paid and I got. Don't forget, this is again classical word. This is very reminiscent of earliest 20th century and also mid 20th century. So if you wondered what the perfumery was like in that era, this is a superb representation of that. Okay guys, if you have it, if you know it, if you tried it, let us know your experience. That would be useful for others to read. If you like what I do, if you find it useful, informative, valuable, or entertaining, please don't forget to hit those buttons. This way you help me, encourage me, motivate me to bring fragrances like this in future that nobody else is talking about. They're amazing value for money, they smell great, and they are hidden gems, and this beauty is definitely a hidden gem. In the next video I'll let you know the longevity, development, things like that. And if you like to purchase one of my own perfumes, I'm a perfumer myself, I make my own line of perfumes. I'm the perfumer, I'm the artist, I'm the worker. It's all about me, from the scratch to the perfume. And I got 20 perfumes in my lineup. They are all artistic, very unique, very big, very bold, and very big in terms of personality, and also in terms of performance. They are a huge performer, because I put more than 60% perfume oils in my perfumes, which is unheard of, and they are superbly gorgeous. I put them in the link as well. Thank you very much for your watching and for your support, and I'll see you later. Bye.